Isaac. I'd also like to recognize some of the city councilors who are here with us today. I know I saw Councillor Reno Bordelin, who was on the steering committee. Councillor Payne is here, Councillor Sleeman is here, Councillor Geniak is here, and where's Fulvio Valentinas? Fulvio still here? Fulvio's in the back, and Fulvio, former city councilor Fulvio Valentinas, now trustee Valentinas, was also part of the steering committee. So thank you very much for being here, each and every one of you. Mesdames et messieurs, les garçons et les filles, bienvenue au musée Chimczuk. Welcome to the Chimczuk Museum. Our native history, our French history, our automotive history, even our Spitfire history is all on display now within these walls. And you will notice that all of our signage is also in both official languages, and I want to thank Museum Curator Madeleine Delaval for helping to make that possible. As this is an historic grand opening, I'd like to take you back a few years and tell you how we got to where we are today and how this project became a reality. In 2010, there was a presentation to City Council done by St. Anne teacher Steve Laforette's 5th grade French immersion class. Among other things, they wanted a new museum in Windsor. Some say that that presentation was the turning point, the catalyst, and the long debate to see this action taken, to have this space created. And I want to welcome the young people that you see here today who are in Mr. Laforette's. He's now a 4th grade teacher, so they're the 4th grade students at St. Anne School. But we also have, I think, 4 or 5 folks who are now in the 11th grade who are here, who were part of that presentation. Where are those folks at? I haven't met them yet. Steve, are they here?
I've been looking for them.
Okay. Well, they're here in spirit. They were supposed to be here. And so those folks were really instrumental in helping City Council, kick City Council in the butt and see, get them into motion and get all the money together and see what you have here today. And we thank all of them for doing that. And I thank you, Steve, for your help in bringing those students there. And certainly it's a great sign of what young people can do to help change their community. Following that presentation to Council in 2010, and over the ensuing months, Council directed administration to take a series of steps. In 2011, a feasibility study was commissioned hiring Lord Cultural Resources as a global company dedicated to creating cultural capital worldwide, along with Architectura, a Windsor-based architecture practice. They submitted their final report in April of 2012 that confirmed the need to find more museum space. The Francois Babi House just down the road was a location strong on history, but weak on space, with only 3% of the museum's collection on display due to the size of that 1812 home. Yet right down the road in this particular building is 401 Riverside Drive West, a building built to museum standards and specifications, and one now owned by the City of Windsor. A building already housing a terrific tenant with a natural tie to attracting crowds interested in culture and history, and certainly that being, of course, the Art Gallery of Windsor. In 2013, Windsor City Council was presented with the Windsor Community Museum Expansion Project, and its overall budget was almost $6 million. With nearly $2 million in federal funding in the form of a Canada Cultural Spaces Fund grant, roughly $3 million from the bequest of Joseph Chimczuk, operating dollars from the province of Ontario, and the balance from the City of Windsor, we were ready to move forward with the latest commitment to the culture and heritage of our great city. And as you will soon see, that money was put to great use. The main floor has been completely renovated and revamped. We have a new permanent and engaging exhibit on Windsor's history. We have exhibition and programming space dedicated to First Nations and Originals people. We have a new children's gallery with dynamic exhibits and interactivity. We have a temporary exhibit and programming space that will change from time to time and provide new opportunities for new experiences for regular visitors. And we've obviously made many modifications of the layout and design, and I know people walk in and say, where's the staircase that used to go up to the 2nd floor? That's gone, it's invisible. So this morning I'd also like to recognize Dr. David Wanham, who's here with us. And Dr. Wanham, folks, as you walk out of the building today, you'll see an original copy of Mr. Chimczuk's will. And certainly Mr. Chimczuk played a significant role in the construction of this building. And the money that he left to the City of Windsor over time grew to about $3 million. And without that contribution from Mr. Chimczuk, we would not be sitting here today opening this wonderful community museum. So it's right that we recognize Dr. Wanham for his efforts, and thank you for providing that information, Dr. Wanham. We'll make sure it finds a prominent space in this museum moving forward. But you know, certainly Joe Chimczuk, we really have to give thanks for his contribution to the city, because for so long people said, what are we going to do with $1 million? And when you sit on it and you let it grow in the good times, $3 million is an amount of money that you can make a significant difference and realize the dream that we have. So the Chimczuk Museum is now a tremendous attraction with so much rich history, but it's only one piece of a greater effort. This entire downtown area is part of a bigger plan to rejuvenate our entire city core. Between our new museum, the Art Gallery of Windsor, the Capitol Theater, the beautiful aquatics complex just across the parking lot, we now have top quality family attractions for residents and visitors alike, all in one convenient location. Councillors Geniak, Councillor Francis, who is unable to be here with us today, and Councillor Bordelin, I'd like to thank you for your stewardship of this project. Yelena and your team also, where did Yelena go? Yelena and your team, significant contributions to make this dream a reality. And so thank you, and something, of course, we can all be proud of this museum today, and something, of course, that Joe Chimczuk would also be proud of if he were here with us. We would not be standing here celebrating today without all of your hard work, and we would not be standing here, of course, without the donation from Mr. Chimczuk. He wanted a beautiful museum in Windsor, and the Chimczuk Museum is certainly that. We are fortunate to have a member of Mr. Chimczuk's family here with us today. I hope she's here. Great niece, Debbie Jones. Debbie, right there. Thank you very much for being here, Debbie. It's very important that you're here, and we certainly thank you. And I'm sure your great uncle would be very proud at what he sees here in his city today. As I mentioned earlier, there are many partners to thank in this endeavor, and the federal government and provincial government are two of them. Thanks to the funding through the Canada Cultural Spaces Funding Grant and the Community Museum Operating Grant, we were able to move forward. It goes without saying, without the support of the upper levels of government, we would not have seen this project through to fruition. And that's why it gives me great pleasure to welcome Ghislaine Brodeur back to the stage here. She was here for our kickoff event just a little over a month ago, and she's here today on behalf of the province. So please welcome Ghislaine Brodeur, who is the